Well, hello, 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 everyone. Happy Thursday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are thrilled to pieces to be here with you today. And I am thrilled to pieces to be in person with Dr. Michael Gross.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm happy to be with you, and thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. I've got a very interesting message to share with you. I'm going to let you do the intro.
Alrighty, I'll do the intro. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. He helps achieve an unlimited life. For over 30 years, Dr. Michael Gross has been a spiritual teacher, a multidimensional healer, a transformational coach who is definitely the most exceptional one I have ever met. And I
Thank you.
know more and more people will also find out just how amazing he is. So I'm going to get back to the intro. He's skilled in all aspects of soul, oversoul, vibrations, frequencies, body timing, life force, energy, and oh my gosh, more. So Dr. Michael Gross holds many degrees, and some of which include the Doctorate of Alternative Healing, Psychology, Reiki. He's a Reiki master, a teacher, a thought field therapist, certified personal hypnotherapist, and a non-denominational minister. Dr. Michael Gross offers workshops in reconnecting to God, the true source, cellular release, manifestation protocols, energy, multidimensional healing, enlightenment, and many others. He's also an intuitive consultant for many corporations, and he's traveled over half the world. He has clients in USA, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and other countries. And his messages are now even being heard in the Baltic countries, in Sweden, and in South Korea. I'm thrilled to pieces to have Michael here, and he is also the founder of a nonprofit, which I'll leave that one up to him to share with you at the end of this presentation, okay? I'm really, really glad that we have these opportunities on Thursday to come and share his words of wisdom with you. So on that note, Michael.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be with you. And I was asking the true source what would be a very beneficial thing to discuss. And that's what and we've titled it, What Do I Do Now? So here you are, whatever age you are, and you're watching this podcast. And the reason you're watching this because you've been led to watch it. Your soul is saying, hey, you got to watch this. There's things that you're being reminded of that you may have forgotten in this lifetime or previous lifetimes or new things that are coming up. So whatever age you are, you've reached a point in your life where you've become more intelligent, more self-sufficient. But you've also reached a point in your life where, on this planet, there's so much chaos, so much insecurity, so much doubt, so much anger, so much hate, so much bullying. How do I exist? What direction do I go in? What do I achieve? What am I supposed to do? And I'd like to address the last one. What are you supposed to do? As I said so many times, that you are the solution and you can make a difference. And to remind you all, my mission and goal is to help you to reconnect with the true source and then do your spiritual mission and goals while still healing any karma, but also changing yourself, transmuting yourself into a powerhouse that is in alignment and symmetry with Mother Earth, the nature spirits, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom to bring about a shift and change. And this is so important at this time because you see, there's so much doubt and fear and anxiety and insecurities and hate. And so many people are confused. What do I do now? What's my mission and goal? What am I achieving? How am I going to support my family? Am I going to keep my job? Where am I going to live? Where is safe? Where is not safe? How do I protect my family? And all these thoughts are going on. And they're going on simultaneously. And sometimes you're having some difficult dreams, and other times you're having a problem of relaxing. you're becoming uptight and angry and insecure. And then when you drive down the road, you see all these crazy drivers going all kinds of speeds, and everybody's in a hurry going nowhere. Remember, when everybody's in a hurry going nowhere. So my feeling and my direction, and what I'm urging all of you, is to find a direction in your life right now. We're all unique. So let's take away your ethnic group. Take away that. Take away your skin color. Take away whether you're spiritual or religious or none or both. And take away the fact that you are equal to everyone on this planet. Forget about the education. Your soul is not dumb. It's very educated. It's had many experiences. It's not stupid. So why are we in this chaos? Why do we feel that way? Well, part of it's the ego, and as you all know, ego, edging God out. The other part of you is saying, hey, get on the road, start making changes. And where do the changes begin? They begin with you individually, not somewhere out there, but it's you have to make a change. And you're probably saying, well, what kind of a change do I need? And what I'm asking all of you to take a few moments every day, whether it's 5 or 10 minutes or longer, to do some soul searching. And that's so important. And the soul searching is saying, well, what am I learning? Why am I here? And why am I the solution and the difference? So those are 4 very important questions. And we have to set aside materiality. You know, you can be the richest person on earth, but when you birth out, you've got nothing. And the ancient Egyptians, when they went and crossed over the river Styx, in the pyramids, they took all their wealth because they thought they were going to come back and have all their wealth. Guess what? The grave robbers got them. They got the wealth. So you know the expression, you can't take it with you. And even Steve Jobs said in the end, and I saw an interview, all the money in the world can't buy health. And now I'm asking all of you to become introspective, to look at your life and see and understand and know what changes do I need to make. And most importantly, you have to get out of all the whirlwind of life and look at your life, because you see you are the rock in your family. Whether you're younger, older, male, female, whatever your ethnic group, it makes no difference. You are the rock. You are the one that's going to ground your family, to help them make a difference in their life. What is your soul urge? Not about money. It's not about adoration. It's not about success. Not about any of that. It's about finding inner peace and inner love. Boy, that's really challenging.
I have a question.
Sure. What's your question?
I have a question. You're talking about looking at ourselves, taking a look at ourselves. Why is it that we're so gosh darn busy focusing on taking care of everyone else that we forget to look at ourselves?
Well, that's a very good question. And sometimes I admit I'm guilty of it. It's
Me
because
too.
we
Me too.
we all have a mission and goal, and it gives us a lot of joy and satisfaction to help others. And that's so true. But now we are being asked by our souls to start with each individual, yourself first. How do you release the chains upon you, the fears, the doubts? That's so important for us to look at, because we all have fears, we all have doubts. And you know, there's a cliche that the true source said, are you a slave of your fears or master of your life?
I like that one.
Yeah,
I
pretty
like
powerful
that
when
one,
the true
yes.
source gave me that. And really, are you a slave of your fears? Everyone who's listening to this right now, observing us, you all have a fear that you're a slave of, whether it's relationships, family, friends, relatives, money, your career, whatever it is. We're all a slave to that. And now we're starting to look at, what can I change in my life to make my life more joyous and happy and more loving? And that's what your soul is asking you to do. So now I've laid out a beautiful, wonderful message from the true source. And you're probably saying, well, how do I accomplish this? And the answer is so simple. Remember, I'm going to set this aside. When I asked the true source, why is spirituality so difficult? The true source said, you humans have to make a big deal out of everything. I went, yeah, you're right. You're right. So, how do I do this? You need to set time for yourself. Do a couple of things that bring joy and happiness throughout the week. Get away from the videos, games, get away from the TV, get away from
The telephone.
the telephone, you're right, social media, get away from all that. Spend some time just sitting in nature. Now, if you have to live in an apartment, find a park to go to, or find a lake, or whatever you so desire. But it's so important that you do this. And then when you're alone, ask for true source inner guidance. TSIG, True Source Inner Guidance. I like acronyms because it helps me remember a lot of things. TSIG, I'll say it again, TSIG, TSIG, True Source Inner Guidance. Just spend time daydreaming, thinking about nothing, or just think about whatever makes you happy. Maybe it's something that happened at a birthday when you were 5 or 6 years old, or a vacation, or a wonderful meal you had, or maybe swimming, or just looking up at the sky and seeing the clouds just floating by. Whatever it is, spend a few moments and ask, how do I bring love and peace in my life? And before you go to sleep, ask that question. Ask God, the true source, how do I bring love and joy and happiness in my life? And when you do, your whole energy is going to change. So what you think you create, what you experience. So if you're thinking about love, joy, and happiness, it's everything you can conceive of. It's not narrow, it's the size of this universe. It's health, it's laughter, it's prosperity, it's abundance, it's joy, it's happiness, it's healing, it's good camaraderie, it's great conversations, and it's great spending time with people. We're so busy. We go out to dinner, we go to a restaurant, food's getting more expensive. Maybe you do some kind of entertainment or a show. When have you ever taken the time, really with your family, to have the whole family participate in making dinner without their cell phones? Getting together. Each one does something. What do you want to do? 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 And just do it and say, gee, how did that feel? How's the food taste? Are you having fun? And what if you did this with your friends? Years ago, many moons ago, they used to have a traveling dinner. And a group of people would get together. And they go to one person's house and they had appetizers. Actually, hors d'oeuvres first. Then they went to another's house and they had appetizers. Then they went to another person's house and they had entrees. Then they went to another person's house and they had dessert. And then after that, they had a nice drink or something else at another person's
That
house.
sounds like fun.
It is.
That sounds like a lot
It
of
used to be
fun.
something, and up till before COVID, I used to do something similar, in which my friends would come over my house for this month, and I make soup to nuts. And then there were 4 couples. So I was one of the 4, and then somebody else. So every 4 months, I had to do it in my house. It was so much fun. We talked about so many things. We played a little music. We laughed. We didn't judge each other. We didn't talk about money. Who gave a darn who had a new car? Someone got a new car and they loved it. It's great, but we didn't worship them. We said, hey, that's a lot of fun, or whatever. And we shared. And the sharing is done with an energy of love and joy and happiness. And when someone's sharing with you, feel happy for them, feel joyous for them. But we don't do that anymore. We're always in a hurry to go to work. We're on social media, or on the phone, or we're running around, or we're doing this and we're doing that. And we forgot about joy. We forgot about happiness. We forgot about the simple things in life. And what are the simple things in life? You determine that, right? Sleeping in, having a nice breakfast, maybe just sitting around, enjoying the outdoors, maybe going ice skating if it's in the winter, or roller skating, or swimming. Just simple little pleasures.
That was like when we were growing up.
Yes.
Every Friday, we always got together with my grandparents, and we would all help make the food and sit around the same table and just talk about our week. And that doesn't happen anymore with people.
No, what's happened is that some used to do like Friday nights, and some did it on Sundays. And then we became a family that relocated, moved to different areas, and we became separate. However, you can form a spiritual family, a loving family. They don't have to be directly related to you, but they're a family that has similar interests. You have joy and happiness, and you appreciate one another. That's what's so important because the camaraderie is now. And through that, you change your feelings and emotions. You're not wrapped up in the minutiae of all the fears and doubts and politics and potential wars and so on and so forth. And stop listening to the news, for Pete's sakes. You want to know about the weather? Fine. You want to listen to the news? Say, I'm only going to listen 2 or 3 minutes because it's really not news. It's somebody voicing their opinion, which is fine, but they don't tell you it's their opinion. And you know the old thing in advertising and news, if it bleeds, it leads. So that's what's happening. We hear why don't we hear about miracles? Why don't we hear about beautiful, wonderful things? Very rarely. So you have to make your life. So when you're bringing in this energy that brings you love and joy and happiness, you're creating a vibration and frequency that is minute within the people you touch and then begins to expand outward and outward and outward and outward, touching others. And before you know it, our whole attitude is changing. And I've talked about this before, but you realize that your energy, your thoughts, your emotions have a symbiotic relationship with the nature spirits, the weather, Mother Earth, and everything that exists. And yes, elves, gnomes, and fairies do exist. How do I know? I've seen them. Some of my students have seen them. They exist. And what are you? Each one of us are a steward of this planet. And being a steward is it, do we take responsibility? Do we need to make changes? Do we need to bring about love and joy? Do we need to understand critical thinking and bring about harmony and balance? Our world is becoming more and more divided. And as I look at it, it's even going to be more so as time comes. But you can make the difference. You are the solution. In your little world, in the town you live in, your friendships, your family, you bring about love and joy. It's contagious because they want to spread love and joy. And then you got the domino theory and it expands outward. That's what you're being asked to do now. That's what you were chosen to do. Why are you chosen? Because you came here. You wrote the script. You knew that you were responsible for your missions and goals. You knew this was going to happen. And you knew you are the solution and can make a difference. Think about that. Think about that. How you can make a difference. Maybe going up to someone and say, hey, you got a nice smile. I do that. Or, you know, hey, that's a great looking tie or great necklace or something like that. And sometimes people, what do you mean by that? They get a little offended. You go, wow, they can't take a simple compliment. They think there's a hidden agenda. Yeah, you have a hidden agenda to make them laugh and smile. That's what I would tell them. That's my agenda. So hope I've accomplished it. And then just walk away. Sometimes we share information with others. Want a pat on the back? Yeah, that's right. Did you tell me? Oh, yeah, I need a pat on the back. Just say something and walk away, compliment you. That's it. Because you, if you're looking for a pat on the back, you're looking for verification of your existence, which means low self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. Boy, look around the planet and you'll see a lot of it and how we mask it and hide it. And look at all the people on the planet that are on some kind of mental medication. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. And there are so many other things. So what are you being asked? And as I'm channeling this from the true source, make a difference and be with your family, nuclear family, now adopted family, whatever they are. Bring about love and joy first in your life. Find a path that creates happiness, something that makes you feel good. You know, even sometimes I don't like to cut the lawn and it gets a little high. But after I'm done with it, I go, gosh, it looks pretty good. I did a good job. The other morning I was sitting there and I'm going, smell of perfume. What is this? And my window was open. And then when I was out mowing the lawn, there was a fragrant bush and I could smell the flowers on it. So my gosh, it was coming into this house. And I knew the nature spirits will say, thank you for taking care of us, for looking after us, and we will look after you. It's reciprocal. Did you know that? What goes around comes around, right? And as the true source said, right action and correct exchange. Or sometimes we say pay it forward. But I'd like all of you to think about that. Don't do it tomorrow or the next day. It starts now. It starts within and goes without. Because you are so important to this planet. This is why you're here. And even more, you'll discover more about yourself. I want to thank all of you for joining me. And as we're winding down right now, a couple of things I'd like to ask all of you. And that is tell everyone about these Thursday night podcasts and have them tune in, listen to it, and tell them they might learn something new or change. And also tell them that they can see it on YouTube, and it's Dr. Michael B. Gross. And I have all kinds of things on there. Not only this podcast, but 10-minute messages with a motto and a beautiful award-winning photograph by the award-winning photographer TUNF.
Thank you.
And other messages, audible. Some are like this, live. But you can make a difference. And it's so important. As you know, when we do these programs, there's no rehearsal. It's live. We may mix up the words. And my attitude is, who cares? What you see is what something really real. It's not rehearsed. And it comes from my heart, comes from Tia's heart. And we are conveying the message from the true source.
Can I add something?
Sure.
I'd like to add something before we wrap everything up. You know, there's a lot of things that I didn't know, that I didn't really have my mind open up to until I started listening to you, Michael.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Michael woke up my soul, and Michael has taught me so many things. And you know, you talk about what you think you create, what you create, you experience, and it's so true. So mind your thoughts, mind your words. All of those things are energies. And when we apply good, loving, positive energy out to the world, which so desperately needs it right now, we're doing a good thing. I know that from the time I was a kid, I knew that there was a reason why I was here, and my mom and I had talked about it. And then I became the hippie, and it was my goal was to leave this world a better place than it was when I got here. And that's exactly what you're telling us now.
Yes.
You're telling us that it begins within each one of us to listen to our soul. And for those of you who are trying to figure out, well, how do I listen to my soul? If you have questions, Michael offers a complimentary consultation. I'm going to put all his information in the comments. Definitely reach out to him, because he holds the key to the most beautiful future for you. Whatever your soul, right? Am I right? Our souls already know where we're going.
Exactly.
Okay. And if we trust our soul and listen to it, then what happens is we start moving in much more positive, loving direction. But I didn't know where I was going at first when I met him, and I was really scrambled. I meant well, but I didn't understand, and now I do. So I just wanted to add that in. Definitely take him up on that complimentary consultation.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
I'd like to point one other thing, couple of other things. I said one, but a couple of others. And something really very dear and important, and that is every Tuesday evening, Pacific time, from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. It's called Soul Awakening, where you can ask any spiritual question you so desire, and hopefully I can answer that. And then I deliver a 10-minute motivational message. What's the cost? Zero. What's the outcome? Empowerment for you and a new look and lease on life. And to access that, it's on freeconferencecall.com. So you can come in your pajamas. You can come, sweaty, whatever. I'm not going to know. Nobody's going to know. But to access that information, all you need to do is call this number.
All right, and the number is 202 926 1059, and the access code, Michael.
125446 pound.
One more time on the number. It's 202 926 1059, and the code, Michael.
125446 pound. I encourage all of you to join us and spread the word using the same telephone number and the same code. Second Saturday of every month, I do what is called a consciousness healing. It's a healing for the consciousness on this planet. And it starts at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time, and it goes to 11:01 Pacific time. It's once a month, second Saturday of every month. And here's the beautiful part. The first 4 or 5 minutes, we just chat among ourselves. Then we become a conduit that brings through the true source of unconditional love through your body, and it comes out of your heart and goes up into the ethers and surrounds this planet with a peak vibrational energy of unconditional love. The animal, mineral, vegetable kingdom, everything that exists there, and Mother Earth. And there is nothing that's more powerful, more healing, that is immutable, is love. And that energy that's coursing through your body raises your vibrations, helps heal you physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually. And watch how the days and the month goes. You'll be amazed because you're doing right action. And by the law of right action and correct exchange, you're receiving that love. So I encourage you. And to access that, it's the same telephone number. Would you please give it again?
Absolutely, for the mass consciousness healing as well. It's 202 926 1059, and the access code, Michael.
125446 pound. Also, on the Tuesday night, I leave a 10-minute motivational message. It's audible. And there's almost 400. And here's the exciting part. You're stuck in traffic. You're home. You're depressed. You're lonely. I think I'm going to listen to one of Michael's True Sources motivational messages. So when you dial in, we'll give you the number. Starts at number 3 to approximately 400. And you're going to say, well, what number do I watch? And in the beginning, I forgot to put down the titles. Then I realized it. Do you want to read through 400 titles? I don't have the patience. So this is the trust part. Just like you say, soul, pick a number. Pick any number. Number 417. Nope, that isn't there. Number 382. Yes, that's there. So I'm just trying to tell you, get your ego out of your way and listen to your soul. So you listen to number 382. And then I get a call or message. Boy, that's just what I needed to hear. And you can listen to all of them. Or you're stuck in traffic. It's really beautiful. And to access that information,
I've done that. and I have exactly what you said. That's happened to me. And my soul always knows what number to use. So the recording is at 434-300-4170. And the access code, Michael?
125446 pound.
One more time. It's 434-300-4170. And the code?
125446 pound. And I will remind all of you that please take me up on the complimentary consultation with you. Share this information. When you go to YouTube, press the button to subscribe. But also would like to just mention briefly the nonprofit, the International Institute of Self-Empowerment. We call it TISE, TIISE, or whatever you want to call it, wonderful, great, magnificent, whatever you want to.
Stupendous.
Stupendous. It's all about a beautiful dream that I have. The True Source told me to set up a nonprofit and we'll have 12 arms. I can't tell you the magic that happened, how everything got started and how easy it got started, how we got it through with the IRS designation. But what's even more exciting is that our first arm is going to be dealing with abused women, children, and men. And that's so important. And because this beautiful woman next to me is a survivor, which we'll talk about in a moment, I asked her to be director of that division. And she honored me by granting to do so.
I'm honored to be part of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're going to have lots more information, but we're open to donations. And I'm not soliciting intentionally, but I guess I am. If your heart says, hey, this is a good idea, there's information, and it's tax deductible. Now, the last point is this is brought to you by Healing the Holes in Your Soul, a beautiful book written by Tia Knapp, the story of a woman who went through pain, emotions, abuse, and all kinds of stories. I'm not going to go into it. You can read about it, but she became like the phoenix, the mythological bird that rose from the ashes. And after I was through working with her on one area, and I said to her, well, what do you think? And she said, I'm going to thank everyone who abused me. I went, okay, why? Because it empowered me, it taught me strength, gave me wisdom, and now I'll be able to help others that are abused and taken advantage of, to share my road, my journey, to empower them to be able to have a life of love and joy and peace and happiness. It's a must read. I encourage all of you.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your very, very kind words. But I would say, as I've said many times, start with this book. This is the Spiritual Primer, that written by the amazing Dr. Michael Gross. It's the reason why, with his help and his book and all the coaching and mentoring that he's done for me, I've been able to actually write the book he's holding. Had it not been for you, Michael, I honestly don't know where I would be, and I know that the book would not be in existence. So start here. This is his second edition, and right now the only way to get it is to contact one of us, okay? Because Amazon is only selling your last book for, I don't know, some crazy price, like a couple $100.
$295.
Yes. If you contact one of us, and we would be happy to send you a book, we would sign a copy for you, okay? Either one of us, both of us, they make great bookends. Right, Michael?
Yes, they do.
So on that note, is there anything else you'd like to add before
Nope.
we go?
I just want to thank all of you. I wish you well. I wish you joy. I wish you happiness. And part of my motto in life is, if you don't know where you're going, you can't get lost. And that's both of our backgrounds and how it's led us to this point. And I wish you joy, but I want all of you to know that you are unlimited. Look in the mirror before you go to sleep and say to yourself, you, or your first name, are unlimited. Say it 3 times. And then when you go to sleep, it's going to be reviewed in your mind. 60 to 90 times. Watch what happens in your life. Thank you, everyone. We love you.
Thank you so
Namaste.
much.
Have a great
Namaste.
week and take care. We love you.
We love you. Thank you so much for joining us. Invite your friends, okay?